Carrie, my understanding is it was you who got the motivation by listening to the radio program to have Angela's team take a look at your mortgage.
Yes, that's right.
Tell us about that.
Well, I had been listening to the ads on the radio for a while and had probably tuned into the show once or twice just when I was out driving, and had sort of mentioned it to my husband a couple of times. But this spring we were at a point where I said, we really need to give this a look, and so we moved forward.
I take it when we mention on the radio program about restructuring mortgages, that tweaks something upstairs, and you said, well, maybe we ought to take a look at restructuring our mortgage and save ourselves some money.
Well, I think what it was that first caught my attention was people saying that they were saving money every month, and I kind of went, okay, well, that would be really nice. And we were at a point where I was sort of thinking, it would be really nice if instead of having this bill to pay and that bill to pay and this one and that, if we could sort of roll them all together and be making one monthly payment, and if in doing that we could save money as well, that would be a real bonus. And so that was kind of the push that got us going. So
Angela and her team rolled outside debt into this new mortgage, and the savings for you and Brian, spectacular every month.
Yeah, $1,500 a month.
Goes a long way when you've got a couple of young kids.
When you have kids that are involved in competitive sports and busy doing things, it absolutely does, yeah.
Brian, it's like having a second income with that saving.
Absolutely is. It is. It takes a lot of pressure off of us per month, and it gives us a lot of breathing room, which is really quite nice. And I don't have to go and get a second job now.
Well, that's a good thing.
Yes.
The experience, Carrie, working with the Angela Calla Mortgage Team, tell us about that.
Well, Brian was the one who made the initial contact, only because he has more free time during the day to make phone calls. I'm much more limited during the day to make phone calls with my job. So he was the one who made the initial contact and sort of got the ball rolling. And when we finally had a chance to go in and to the office and meet, I just felt, this is a big step to do this sort of thing, and I was kind of nervous about it all, but we felt at ease right away, and just like the people there understood what we were going through and weren't judgmental or anything like that. They were just very, okay, well, this is the position, and here's what we can do for you, and this is how it works, and just really friendly and very capable, and they put us at ease right away, I guess is a way to put it.
Well, Carrie and Brian, what we find most often, in fact, almost always when we talk to folks like yourselves on the radio program, when we ask about the process, they relate how easy it is to get this done. It's not an onerous task at all.
I totally agree with that. Absolutely, 110%. It was when we were in the meeting with Chris there last week, as Carrie mentioned in the office. We were going through the whole process, and I got down to the end, and I'm going, this seems way too simple, and it seems that the amount that we're saving per month, are we missing something that we're paying out per month at this point? And Chris reassured us by no means we were missing anything, and that was what we were going to be saving. So it was a real surprise, and a very pleasant surprise for both of us, that everything went so smoothly, everything added up, and eventually the value of savings was a lot higher than we anticipated.
One of the added benefits, Carrie, is now you and Brian and your young family have a mortgage strategy, a plan moving forward?
Yeah, for the first time, we've owned our house for quite a while now, but for the first time since we actually began the whole process of getting our house, and then we renovated our house, and we've done all this work on it, I finally feel like we have a plan, like I really understand exactly what it means to make an extra payment on the mortgage, exactly how that will affect the length of the mortgage. And to be honest, I don't feel like I ever understood that through the bank. It always felt really stressful and very anxiety-provoking. And yet when we went through with Angela's team, I didn't feel anxious at all. I felt like every question I had was explained. And I'm not a money person. I don't it's not something that not one of these people who gets all that stuff really well. For the first time, I really felt like I understood it all, and I felt comfortable with it, and I felt like I was in control of what we can do moving forward. And that was a huge feeling for me, like a huge plus.
Were you surprised at the monthly savings that the Angela Calla Mortgage Team was able to give to you?
Oh, my gosh, yes. Yeah. I mean, I had heard on the radio, we saved $200 a month, $1,000 a month, whatever, and I thought, wow, I mean, even $200 a month would be lovely. But to be saving $1,500 a month, moving forward, the North Shore is a very expensive place to live. All of the Lower Mainland is, and to be able to save that money is really huge.
What advice, Brian and or Carrie, would you have for anyone tuning into the show, such as you have over the years? Any first-time buyers or people with mortgage questions, people wanting to take, really good care of their financial future and those of their family? What advice would you have for them this evening?
Don't wait as long as we did. Do it sooner.
Yes, absolutely. And definitely get with somebody that you actually see eye to eye right away. And we would recommend Angela's company by all means. We saw eye to eye. Even the initial phone call put me at ease when I was talking to Chris over the phone, and then when Angela called. Everybody that we've actually had any interaction with in the company has been very, very good and answered all our questions, and answered the questions in a way that we understand them, as what Carrie had mentioned. And that's a real bonus. We just didn't find that with the bank. They have a tendency of talking in banking terms and lingo, and that's not necessarily everyone understands that.
Well, you're not alone with that. That's one of the most common comments we hear from folks who have dealt with some of the big financial institutions directly on their own and then have had the foresight to get a hold of the Angela Calla Mortgage Team and had things really explained in a layperson's term. And we're just so pleased that Angela and her team were able to save you that amount of money and move forward with a nice financial future.
Yeah, we are too, for sure.
And also, just on top of that, if I could just add something, they were able to provide us with names and maybe other organizations that might be able to help us out in some other aspects, financial advisors and things like that. So it's kind of like a one-stop shop for anything to do with what we're trying to do in regards to our finance.
One of the great things, too, Brian and Carrie, all that you received in terms of benefits, a mortgage now that is saving you $1,500 a month, a mortgage plan moving ahead, all of this was done at no charge.
Yeah, that really surprised me. When we were sitting in our meeting, I kept kind of waiting for and we're going to take this percentage off, or this is what the fee is going to be, or I kept waiting for that, and it didn't come, and I just sort of kept thinking, okay, this is great, but how much is it going to cost us? And finally we were told, no, this is free. This is all free. You guys don't pay a penny for any of this. I was absolutely shocked.
Well, really appreciate you being with us this evening on The Mortgage Show here at CKNW, and wish you all the best in the future.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.